Hi, my name is Vanessa Cardenas, and we will be covering Unit F, Concept 10. So my problem was f of x equals 22x to the fourth minus 123x cubed plus 165x squared minus 69x plus 5. So what we're going to do is first find our p's and our q's. So what we have to do first is get the first number and the last number, and we have to factor them out completely. So 5 ends up factoring up to plus or minus 1 and plus and minus 5. 22 is only plus and minus 1, plus and minus 2, plus and minus 11, and plus and minus 22. So these are all of our p's and our q's. So to find our positive real zeros, what we do is that we look at the original equation and we look if the numbers are positive or if they're negative. So 22 is positive, negative 123 is negative, 165 is positive, negative 69 is negative, and 5 is positive. So we have 1 change, 2 changes, 3 changes, 4 changes. So our positive real zeros are 4, 2, or 0. So our negative real zeros, what we do is the exact same thing, except if it has an even exponent, we keep it the same and we don't flip the sign. And if it's odd, we do flip the sign. So 22 has an exponent of 4, so we keep it the same. So it stays positive. This is an odd, so it changes to positive. This is an even, so it stays positive. This is an odd, so it changes to positive. And this is odd, so it stays positive. Well, it has nothing, so it stays positive. So the negative real zeros are 0. So what we're going to do is use synthetic division to factor out our equation. So we just pick a random number that we think, well, we're not going to use any negatives because we don't have any. So we want to use just positive numbers and try to break it down to get a 0 here. So what I used was plus 1. So what we do is we bring down the equation, except getting rid of the x's and the exponents, and we just bring it down. And you bring down 22. So 1 times 22 is 22. So negative 123 plus 22 is negative 101. Negative 101 times 1 is negative 101, and 165 minus 101 is 64. 64 times 1 is 64. Negative 69 plus 64 is negative 5. And negative 5 times 1 is negative 5, and 5 minus 5 is 0. Okay. So using these numbers, we bring those down, and we have to continue to use synthetic division because right now we're at cubed and we want it to be at squared. So the number I picked was 1 over 11. So we bring down the 22 and we get 22 over 11 equals 2. So negative 101 plus 2 is negative 99. Negative 99 over 11 is negative 9. So 64 minus 9 is 55. 55 over 11 is 5. So 5 plus 5, negative 5 plus 5 is 0. So that's another 0 here. So we end up getting 22x squared minus 99x plus 55. And we're going to pull out a GCF of 11. So we end up getting 2x squared minus 9 plus 5. So what we want to do is we want to factor this out further. But these end up being our factors. So we bring down 22x squared minus 9x plus 5, and we put this down here. And 11x minus 1, we got it from this. Because if we equal it to 0, we end up getting 11x minus 1. And this, we equal it to 0 to find x, and we end up getting x minus 1. So these ends up being our factors. To find our zeros, we just bring down the two zeros that we already found. So 1 is one of them, and 1 over 11 is another one. So there's like 1 over 11 and 1. And to find our other two, we factored out this further by using the quadratic formula. So we used A, B, and C. from this factor right here. We brought it down here. So I plugged in my numbers, my B's and my A's, my C's and my A, and I ended up getting 9 plus or minus 81 minus 4, so that ends up being 41. So 9 plus or minus 41 over 4, and we have to break that up into 2 because we can't keep it as plus or minus. We have to change it to just plus and just minus. So we end up getting 9 plus radical 41 over 4 and 9 minus 41 over 4. So those end up being our zeros. So our overall, we have this. Thank you.